Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to another daily dice where we ask the dice for a message and find out what that is. Keeping in mind that these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all the links necessary below in the description box where you can email me for a personal reading, and you can also follow me on, I will get you out further information, and you can also follow me on over to my podcast, which is a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly, and I do hope to see you there. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this reading and find out what is today's daily dice source. What would you like my fellow humans to know? What is today's daily dice? What messages do you have for us today, source? Okay, so we've got 6th house, we've got Aries energy, and we've got Saturn. Aries is a popular one this week. A lot of new beginnings coming through is what it feels like, okay? This does feel like there's been a little bit of a struggle on the home front. Not at home, but on the home front of this vessel that you're in. Also could be with your coworkers. It does just feel like a lot of struggle going on right now. Okay, this could be at work, this could be in regards to your daily routines, this could be just in keeping a schedule, right? It's like having that schedule just get demolished every day. It's like, I have a schedule, I have things planned, and I wake up in time, but for some reason it's just not coming into fruition for you. It's like something that you are letting go of right now. And what I'm going to tell you, it feels like what you're letting go of is this idea that you're not valuable enough to have discipline, right? We have this belief sometimes within us that we fear our own potential, and it's odd, but this has kind of been like a collective message that's been coming up, is that we're more afraid of our own potential than we are of failing. And that's why oftentimes we won't stick with a routine, or we'll give up. It's like, yeah, a lot of people are like, oh no, it's because of failure, but there's this quote that goes around, and I cannot remember her name. It's like Margaret something another. And it's this beautiful quote where she talks about basically we fear our potential, and what that means, that if we actually step up into our full potential, what that means for the people around us. And that's what we fear the most. And it's a profound belief that so many people actually have. It's not a failure, because we've all failed at something. We've all experienced failure in our lives. So it's something that we're actually very familiar with. But in this, it feels like it's like I feel like I'm failing at keeping a schedule because I don't know why. Like there's always excuse, there's always this. And in your mind, you might be like, oh, it's because I'm afraid. I'm afraid I'm going to fail. I'm afraid I'm going to not make it. And really what it's saying is that you've been able to keep this schedule. You've been able to do what works for you. When you get into a groove, you may stay in that groove for a while, but there's something that's coming through that's kind of abolishing that. And it actually has to do with your belief. You're like hitting that uncomfortable wall in your belief system. And it's like when you push beyond that, when you keep going, even if it's a struggle, if you keep going and you push beyond that, you're going to see that, like, okay, I'm actually deserving of keeping this. Like, I'm worthy of this. I do have value, and I bring value just because I'm me, right? And that's what it feels like is the struggle today. It's like hitting that barrier, hitting that boundary, and realizing that the more you push that barrier, the more you overcome, and you'll actually sacrifice that old being. You'll sacrifice that old way of living. You'll sacrifice that old thought pattern, and you'll allow yourself to become, it's like unfolding. This is like unfurling to who you're meant to be here. And that could be in work, that could be in your health, that could be in just daily routines in general, like having a plan, having a schedule, keeping a plan and schedule together. But that's what it feels like here. And pretty soon it's going to feel like, man, like I was struggling for no reason, like against myself, right? But when we have Saturn, this is a tough lesson for us to learn. And we've learned that on this channel many times. It's just simple for me to say it's the planet of tough love, because it is. There's sacrifices that need to be made. Well, sacrifice doesn't always involve us sacrificing what we want. It's more or less sacrificing what we believe in. right? And that's what's happening here. So we did have mindful flip over here with the earthly souls and spirit oracle. Yeah, so it's all about being mindful. And then I love this because we're coming into fall, and this is a fall oriented card here. And so it's like definitely allowing yourself to just be present with how you're feeling, present with what's going on, where am I at internally. You know, when we do mindful practice, really it's all about breathing through the discomfort. So it's like if you're in meditation and you're trying to meditate for half an hour and you hit like the 15-minute mark and you start to get really antsy and you're like trying not to move around, but you notice that you're like fidgeting and you're like trying to calm down and you get stuck on the fact like, oh, I'm meditating, like this isn't working. And now you're stuck in your head. To be mindful in that moment means to come back to breath. Can I breathe my way through this? Okay. And that's what it feels like up here, is that you're breathing your way through the difficulty, through what you've been struggling with. It's like, okay, I'm just going to put my nose down and do what I need to do, right? And in doing so, you're gaining deep wisdom, but you're also connecting with a deeper part of your emotional well-being here. Your intuition is going to come out really, really highlighted this week. It's going to be highlighted, but your routines, you're going to gain wisdom from these mundane tasks that you have to do on a daily. Right? Sometimes we just have these tasks. It's like these tasks are going to lead to success, but they're just boring and mundane. And it's like sometimes we don't like to be bored. As humans, we like to be entertained. We love to be entertained. And this is all about you realizing that while it's nice to be entertained, sometimes we just have to do the boring. We just have to do it. That's a part of being successful, right? Exactly. We have overcoming this fear, getting out of your head and staying present in the fact that you're bringing in something good to your life, right? Exactly. What was I saying? Your intuition is going to be on the focus. And we have the Eye of Horus here with Peregrine Falcon and observation. Yeah, so there's something about your third eye is opening up so much. Okay, you're going to be able to hear the wisdom, learn the wisdom that's coming from this, showing up and doing these mundane tasks. Like that's what I keep hearing, the mundane. Like they're simple, they're easy. You know that they're easy. It's just when it gets boring after a while. Look, we have instinct on the bottom again, this idea of being connected with your intuition. Knowing I know I have to do this. Whether I want to or not, that's not the question. It's knowing I have to do this, knowing I have to show up, and then proceeding to do so. And, you know, it's interesting because oftentimes, if you have a task that you really don't want to do, you're just really dreading it. You're just like, like, I just don't want to do that. It's going to take forever. It's this or it's that. Or you like have all these beliefs set around it. And then if you just get up and instead of listening to that voice, you just get up and you go and do it, you'll find that it was never as difficult as you initially were trying to make it out to be. You know, like, I don't know, cleaning the room or something like that. Like you've just been holding off because there's so much to do. You like, you know, you need to move the bed and vacuum under the bed. You know, you need to clean the windows. You know, you need to, you know, dust the tops of the fan and all that stuff. And you're just like, it's going to take forever. But then the minute you actually make space to do it and, you know, maybe turn on your favorite music and do it, or just sit in silence and do it one task at a time. And you're going to be like, wow. When you're done, you're going to sit back and bask in what you finish. You're like, it's done. Like, I don't have to worry about it anymore. Like, thank you. Right? So from this, like this is interesting. I actually said this on a different reading today, but before a breakthrough, you go through a breakdown. And that's what it feels like is happening right here. You're like breaking down those old belief habits. Let's get an affirmation. So these are new. These are for women. It's like, what is it? I identify as a badass woman is what it is, but these can be used for, it doesn't matter if who you identify with or if you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. You can absolutely benefit from these cards. It says, if you're not going to tell me who I am, you're not going to tell me who I am, I'm going to tell you who I am. Exactly. Like this is you finding a balance for your own journey, for yourself. Let's get one angel card. Says, I'm the angel of families. A happy change or an addition is coming to your family. So something is about to change here, okay? Something is absolutely about to change. On the bottom, we had Bethany. When you take excellent care of yourself, everybody benefits. Give yourself a relaxing treat today, such as a massage, a sea salt bath, or a pedicure. So it's essential that you also focus on self-love at this time. Let's get one astrology card. Maybe please have an astrology card here, source. Not 3. No, just one. Just one. Okay. Whoa. It's that. Okay. Wow. Struggling over here. I'm struggling. We've got yin energy on the bottom. Intuition, trust, patience, spirituality, and receptivity with Taurus, Cancer, Virgo, Scorpio, Capricorn, and Pisces. Okay, like, again, this idea of your intuition is going to be on point, and it's important, and it's very, 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 very important for you to listen to it this week, okay? We have the Nightingale Spirit with 41, and that's 5. 5 is that uncomfortable place of change. We have love is all around. So it's important for you to focus on loving yourself and loving the decisions that you have to make is the thing that's coming through for me here. It's like difficult decisions, but when you love those decisions, you're going to be able to overcome those boundaries that have been set in your life. Yeah, and we have songlines and Orca with number 30 here. This is something that's an ancestral curse. This is something that's been a generational curse. Like, maybe you've noticed that your family goes through that too, where it's like they just don't do those menial tasks. They don't do those mundane things. It's like they'd rather focus on the more challenging, fun things. But it's like then you realize that things get piled up. And then when they got piled up, maybe as a kid you had to take over a lot when you were a kid. Or, you know, maybe they put it all on you to figure it out. Or maybe it's something that you were trying to get everybody involved in. But it's like no matter what you did, no one got involved and realized it just got out of hand. And you're realizing that now. And so it's like you do it, but you don't want to. This is just a reminder to stay mindful. And those tasks are going to feel a lot easier. Yeah, this is rough. This is rough energy. Oof, we have the volcano with volatility. This is something that makes you upset. These mundane things that you have to do. This is something that brings a lot of anger and despair is the word that keeps coming through. It's just like, why do I have to do this? Like laundry, just that task that never ends. It's just something that never ends, but it has to be done. You really want to walk around smelling like butt all week because you didn't do laundry. Like those are the things, but it's like, I don't want to do it. Like I hate doing it, but it's like, instead of being upset about it, can you breathe through that anger? Recognize and acknowledge that it's there, but then become mindful in the act. You know, whether that's putting on your favorite music, whether that's just being in silence. It doesn't, again, I'm just saying like these are those things that you can do, whether that's, I don't usually recommend turning on the TV while you do these tasks because the TV is just a way to distract you. We want to be mindful, right? We want to be present. How does music not distract you, but TV does? Because TV is requiring your sight and your ears. And it's like music is your ears and you can focus on the task in front of you. Like really focus your attention there, okay? Or turn on frequencies or something like that. Look, if you want to know if this is the reading, we have House 6, establishing a foundation. And Saturn is connected with foundations. We have health, daily life, and practical details. So something that's very practical here. It says only the most broken people can make the greatest leaders with 41. So we have 41 coming out twice. It's like as much as you don't want to admit these tasks are actually helping you become a better leader, they are. They are very much helping you become a better leader. And it's difficult because like, why couldn't I just been taught better habits as a child? Well, you're teaching those to you now, and that's where the power comes from. And then we have a biznatch, a woman who won't bang her head against the wall, obsessing over someone else's opinion. So this is something to keep in mind as you move forward, right? It's not what everybody else is telling you. It's what you need to do for yourself. So maybe like you're hearing it from everyone, like, why don't you just clean more? Why don't you work out harder? Why don't you show up to work better? Or this, that, and the other. The thing here is, are you doing what you need to be doing? But I'm getting that energy of these are the mundane tasks. And it feels like somebody is in here trying to disrupt your flow. And they're saying not to let that disrupt your flow, but rather coming back to a place of peace within and really focusing on what's at hand here, right? You're going to be a great leader. You're going to have this new success and a new beginning as you move forward here. But it is up to you to listen to your intuition, to know what is right, and to do what your intuition is telling you in that moment, okay? So this is what I have for you. If you feel like this is your reading, leave a little fall leaf emoji down below and say, I choose to be mindful through the mundane. So you let source know that you're ready to let go of this like chaotic energy that may be tied to this. And leave me a thumbs up down below. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there though and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second though to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, stay human. Bye.